Hey, well, welcome back to Consuming Careers. And this is the Forgot to Ask edition that we just kicked off. And I've got Chris Schramm with me. Chris, where are you?
We're in Brunswick, Georgia, at the marina in town, which is a lovely spot.
Yeah, but you're on the boat. You know,
Oh
I
yeah,
don't interview a lot of people on boats. So
I'm
um,
in my house, Bruce. I'm at my house.
that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's your house. That looks suspiciously like a boat.
Yeah,
So,
maybe about.
so we caught up back in episode 15 when we were talking about kind of your whole life shift from corporate America into selling it all and moving on to a boat where you're traveling around the BVI and a lot of places. So I had several questions after we hung up from our initial interview, but I just want to get back with one. So I'll just set the stage. So we talked about how you made that decision, how you kind of unplugged from everything what we would call normal in corporate life, house, big job, money, comfort, and you made the decision to really trade all that in for a different lifestyle. And I remember you said, once you make the decision, the rest is a spreadsheet. So, which I just think is fascinating. That's a great answer. And then, but you took the time to prep, and then you kind of burned the ships, and then you've had some interesting life changes since then. So, I wanted to ask. My question is, after you've spent 3 years plus on the boat, do you feel like you've scratched that itch, or have you traded in kind of a lifestyle for, or has your trade kind of turned into a different kind of, life? Kind of what does that look like now? Are you saying I'm ready to go back, or maybe it's morphed into something else?
So great question. There are some changes for sure, but the predominant thing is we're ready to get back out there. And
Wow.
being home has been great. We've had time with our families. We're closer in proximity to everybody, and all of that is good. What we didn't miss is the expense and the kind of the hassle of living in the United States. I got to tell you, when you live in the islands or when you're out and about, life is a lot simpler. And we didn't need a car. We didn't. It's just simpler. So we miss that a lot, and we're going to go back out. I think the probably the one change is we had planned to go around the world. We had planned to go through the canal and across the Pacific, and
Okay.
kind of life got in the way. Renee's mom was ill. We have a grandbaby now, so we came home with purpose, and we're glad. We're really glad we did. But it doesn't change what we're going to do and what we plan in the future. And I think we're just going to do it probably not quite as far afield.
Yeah.
I think our next big adventure will be in the springtime. We'll go to the Bahamas for a few months, which is always just fantastic. There's
Yeah.
600 islands in the Bahamas, and people know really two places, in Nassau and Grand Bahama, and the rest of the place is basically uninhabited, and it's beautiful.
Wow.
So we'll
Wow.
do that. Next summer we might go up to New York and New England and Maine and sail up there. Renee really wants to get back to the Caribbean, and I think we got to figure that out. And we might do the Western Caribbean, but the headline is not be gone as long as we were before. So there was a period of almost 3 years where the two of us were not in Atlanta or at home at the same time. And so we need to do a better job for our families of being closer. They voiced that pretty clearly to us, that they're glad we're out there doing this, but they really would like us to be a little more involved at home, a little closer to the action. And I think that's totally fair and exciting. And we're excited because, we have this grandbaby now.
Yeah.
And that's just a whole new dimension to life that is so flippin' cool,
That's
so,
great.
so it's all good. I think, some minor adjustments, but overall, we're not selling the boat. We're going to stay on the boat. It's our home. We love living on the boat, and that's not going to change until we physically can't do it.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Chris, listen, anybody listening to this podcast, if they want to check out the full edition, that was back in January on episode 15. And now you're a grandfather, so this has been a lot of changes since January. So congratulations on that. I appreciate you taking time out while you're on the boat to reconnect, and we'll be safe, and we'll see you soon, I'm sure.
All right. Glad to do it, Bruce. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Chris.